Hey, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh my gosh, look! It's the guy who fucking accused our freaking. Who's accusing the defendant. Hello, Mr. Sholmes! Huh? Ah, you two. Good day. Now, let me see. I was contemplating on life, reading this book, and then I realized I can't read. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, we were together on the SS Buria. Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Kazuma Sogi. He died tragically, but you're a great help to us. Ah, yes, of course. The case of Mr. Sogi. It was one with the snake, wasn't it? Oh, I mean, there was a snake. But it was an honor to be vaguely remembered by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr. Oh, no, 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 no. Hold your tongue. Wait up. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. I wish I had a thing called a brain attic. And Mr. Susato. Miss Naruhodo and Mr. Susato. That's the other way around, but sure. I lose the first round. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both onto my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. Some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It's an entirely trivial case, of course. I saw the matter in no more than 30 minutes, so they apprehend Soseki-san in that short amount of time. I think that one's brain attic has elastic walls I can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, unless they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, and you know, from an adventure called A Study in Scarlet. Please, shut up. Sure. So, how'd you arrest him? Did you get out your billy club and beat the hell out of him? Like, and what'd you actually figure out? Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Susato, but I don't slice idea what you mean. I assure you, I'm not merely feigning ignorance. It appears as if a pair of you are under some misapprehension. How? I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stupid compatriot of the crime. That doesn't make sense. The good detective Scotland Yard made the following request of me. And I simply just said, we need you to ascertain the identity and the whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. And well, there were a number of books scattered on the pavement, and from the book plates, I was able to determine the bookshop for which they had been purchased. I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? So you don't think he's the culprit then? Well, I mean... He's like, well, it kind of doesn't make any sense exactly, so... Oh my gosh. So what do you think of the landlord? Mr. Garadib. Oh, sure. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize, as I'm gay. But, as you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. All of them? Those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough to staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. Wow, that's pretty cool. Laughable he is, he's definitely hiding something. But that's imposes this on circumstance of this case, I can't ascertain. So we think of this guy's room. Kind of gross. No, he stabbed no one. But sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? I built it there myself. No window? I mean, there is a window, of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. Window tax. Window tax? What was that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on the households in this country by a number of their windows. Those of lesser means have inherited a sizable and costly family home, perhaps rapidly with closed windows, while the rich opened the windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust! Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So 4 years ago, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see right here. I suppose Mr. Natsumi's stipend for living here in London is very generous, perhaps. It appears so. I've done a little digging, and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinary low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently, Mr. Natsumi only moved here about 1 week ago. Yes, that is correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here, no matter the worthy of attention. He does have a gas. He does pay the gas. Your intention to become a practitioner of law? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsumi, was it? I'm not sure. On what grounds? Oh, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Well, I congratulate you, sir. An ambition realized. So promptly, too. Thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Well, trust. Mr. Sholmes. I don't know everything. Mr. Natsumi didn't do it, did he? Oh, my dear fellow, I have the first idea. That's for you to find out. I thought that's why you're here. Come and investigate? Yeah, well, that wasn't even my initial intention. But there's simply too many fascinating books here. I could possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was a Japanese occupant of this room, and there were witnesses who swore to having seen the same man commit the crime. And one more thing. Oh, a third! I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I'm quite sure that the retired army man who owns his property is hiding something. Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Because remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Wata! He disappeared like a ghost. Don't talk to me. I'm done. Don't speak to me. If you do, I'll kill you. Ah, you fucking little bitch. Yeah, so true. To be or not to be. That is indeed the question, Mr. Naruhodo. Let's leave Mr. Sholmes in peace, shall we? Okay. Clearly we gotta talk to the landlord. Don't know what we could really ask him. Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Oh, the detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Jean. And now then, why don't you tell me? Oh my Jesus Christ! Why? Oh, please! I didn't even do anything! I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Huh? Okay, of course. Yeah, probably rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. No, don't get too much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. Oh, I mean, okay. Yes! Gay Detective Sherlock Holmes is here. He will help us reveal the truth. Ah. Hey there. Mr. Sholmes? Aha! Me again, my dear fellows. Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? Sherlock Sholmes, sir. At your service. Whatever are we doing by the window? I'm given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. But sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks aperture of such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, okay. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Yeah, sure. Do you mean you figured out something? Uh-huh. Let's go. Mr. Garrett. Though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. I'm afraid, sir, it's all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I've been able to draw by a careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon. First is, even as we speak, you're concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. And second is that, as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you've lost something very dear to you. Naruhodo. Old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are spot on in a sense. I am the King of Beasts. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Let's go. The gay detective, Sherlock Holmes. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see. That fearsome beast has been on the rampage as of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might the beast take? Ah, for a man of military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garrideb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast is that has run rampant there is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an armored man, you're upper and unimposing. You appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What are you talking about? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? India? I hate that place. Yeah, living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you might have imagined. Showing traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. As we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me in one glance at your direction. Is it? The dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the current beast's whereabouts. Protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. The Very Big Circus. So, you thought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Baddy's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in the nearby park. I observed the tents. Will that be relevant? I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beasts which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. In a simple visit to the circus show, revealed a lion prancing jubilantly through the ring on fire. A rampaging Asiatic lion. Anyway, let's talk about the other thing. Now, Mr. Garrideb, is it plainly clear that you still have a deep feeling for this formidable beast? Indeed, in that blithe pose, it's trust this loss has caused you a veritable tangible. What? Your head weighs heavily on your shoulders. The pain you feel from being revealed by that supporting arm. With fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. Strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense! What? But we must now ask yourselves the true case of this pain. I mean, you only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, this pile of bills that is giving rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For the cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved pet has had devastating impact on financial circumstances in your household. And you just had no choice but to let it go. What? Sure. Now, in the financial fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. Very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, what could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it's you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. Oh. There's no creature more dangerous on this earth than the beast with an unsatiate appetite. Was it not once said by a certain noble woman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. What do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Aftermath. I'm a fucking idiot. Don't listen to anything I just said. That concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Come on, Joe, please. I'm sorry, Miss Scared. I'm afraid I didn't notice. A deduction can be startlingly sharp. Stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again. Can I make an observation? Oh, certainly, Mr. Naruto. What was it again? Well, your deduction just now. Do you really think a lion could fit inside this room of this size? Indeed, it's the only explanation for the facts. Terrifying truth, all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. No. If the uncaged lion had run amok in this room, sure Mr. Garrett and his maid would have been hurt. Worse. That's whether you are stuck. They refuse highly of appropriate taste afternoon tea. Folklore's notion. Okay, well, let's go fix his thing. Okay. A slight massage. You can do it! Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsumi's case. He must have seen something. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. The nature of the beast. Let me explain it again. Because I'm so right. A beast has been on the rampage as of late here. Ah, for a man of military breeding, your eyes are commonly candid. Your further glance, Miss Garrett, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Observe his reaction. It rather seems as though the beast did indeed run amok in these rooms. Something with a very fierce nature.
Take that!
You fucking asshole! Wow! I hate you. I'm gonna kill you now. It's supposed to be a logic reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruto. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Sorry. This photograph appears to be from Mr. Garrett's wedding. He's very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. How unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. Must have been when Mr. Gerda was still in the army. Seems to be carrying his rather stout bride effortlessly, and being a smile at the same time. I suppose he was very strong. Hard to imagine now, he's as thin as a rake. The glass is broken, so you can't see the bride's face. No mouth cracks could hide a woman's plump form. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, there's a lot of horsepower there. It's someone you want to upset, that's for sure. Have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, has an unusual design. It's some sort of embellished sunflower.
Take that!
Haha! The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by the newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Aha! I'm smart. Yes, this is frame. This is your wife. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms, note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Does she have a ring? Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late, the fact remains that the beast, which so clearly savaged this room, was your wife. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Where is she? Do you know? Pulling me one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. No sign of a Miss Garradeb anywhere. Well, like... We must know where she's at. Doing a very large ring. Look, a sunflower design with a rather nice embellishment. It's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's a wedding ring. And it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off real easily. That's something to think, Naruhodo, not to say. Do you know Mr. Garradeb's wife's in the photograph had had a similar ring? Here's a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. What a coincidence that they have the same ring.
Take that!
Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Ah. Haha! Indeed it does! That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown in the hand of Mr. Garradeb's bride in this photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. No. You are Mr. Garradeb's lucky bride. You are Miss Garradeb herself. Was that supposed to be an extreme shock? Oh. As you really surmise, this is the wife, yes, Mahjong. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she's a Ballycore girl. Oh my god! I'm sorry! It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man. Yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? That's not right. You mean Mr. Garrett has his wife work as his maid? Yeah! On company, obviously, but listen here. This must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please! The raging wife of Mr. Garrett. Looks like we figured out something. Now, Mr. Garrett. It is plainly clear you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blight pose, this loss has caused you a very tangible loss. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Sounds quite something, so calling Mr. Garrett's wife a beast. As a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable, but I'm scared of staying right beside her husband as we speak. He hasn't lost his love at all, has he? Yeah, that supporting arm seems to be propping up his head. Has other significance.
Take that!
It weighs heavily on your shoulders, the pain you feel being revealed by your slapped cheek. And of course, delivered of that impressive mark on your cheek refuses to fade. Was you, Madam Joan Garrett? Well, yes. Yeah, I've been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blazes? How did you work that out? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained art of observation, my dear fellow. No, not you, this guy. You haven't even looked directly at us even once. You keep the other side from view. Now let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subject to such a violent slap? In other words, we must ask ourselves, what caused Madame Garrett to fly into a rage? We need only to follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, pile of bills! Did some say that the bills are all for lions? Who established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food is Mr. Garrett's wife. No! Okay, well, she's a person who gave her husband a mice slap in the face, so that left a perfect hand mark in the face. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force? I love to know the answer to that question. Ah, so I must be reading this book at the bookmark here. Scared's clearly an avid reader. Wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. It's a note written in a woman's hand. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Nice to see you here. Lip marks. Oh, shit. Looking at ideas you saw this on. Oh, dear. I'm sorry. This bookmark is actually a love note, then.
Take that!
Yes. It is this love note that's given rise to the pain you suffer. Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary. Passion indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note, a certain Miss Mary, is the fly in the ointment here. Oh, but I don't know the Bali woman. You don't know her. I know it wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how I got there. It was just in there, you say. That's right. That's why I've been saying. Oh, James, please! Oh, the book got the second damn place, and that note must have already been in there. This previous owner's book was used as a bookmark to me. That's right. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, please! Here you have it. Arouse suspicion of the female heart, and you unleash a beast, the most ferocious bite. A final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. The aftermath of which can clearly be seen by observing this carpet over here. Wondering guys, set up on the edge of this very thing right here. The cake. But sure, I'm scared of didn't eat the carpet. No, there seems to be a doubt that state of disarray in this room is in as a result of her temper. No, okay. This is the last part of Mr. Sholmes' deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Miss Garrett's gaze. Alright, let's see what we can see. Yes. Here's one candle missing. Whoa. Why is it? Oh, look here. What is it? You look closely at the edge, you see scorch marks. Oh, in that case, carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Right.
Take that!
Nice. Yes, to explain the dire state of this carpet, we only look at the candlestick. Ah, most illuminating, my dear fellow. And of course, the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. Scorch marks out of the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks. It appeared that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. As scared as my arm muscles left an impression only on her husband's face. When the entire room, therefore her strike caused a candle to fall from the holder. In seconds, carpet was light. Yes. That makes sense. Most ferocious beast in this world is neither violent nor vengeful woman, but a fire. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared his claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow, so you see, there's one conclusion here. After sparks of marital discord flew, this room was set aflame. Okay. Let's... Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you. Huh. It's these dashed along winter nights. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. Buy all my old novels there. In his particular novel, he discovers a rather illicit material. Would your wife admonish you harshly, it seems? I don't know about admonish. Admonish might be rather closer to the mark. And the beast was certainly napped. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry! And the carpet? Was that struck by fire when the candle fell on the floor? Yes. Happened in the blink of an eye, you see. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old six raider and the raging flames. Paint toward picture, sir. Well, that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. It'd take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Oh, you had to hide behind the screen. The case was on fire. I had all my favorite novels in that case, but as soon as fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Ugh, they would have started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. I lost my favorite book. The Lines of Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love for big cats coming through again. Don't just shut up! This poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the first beast rampage. Deductions turned out to be correct once again! It can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick in full fettle. Out of interest, what time of day was it? Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days now. Let's see, 5 o'clock, I think. As a terrifying incident falling outside or wind on the street below. Any more terrifying on the inside, I could assure you. The whole bloody could have been flat outside my window at the moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. No, really. So, neither of you actually saw a single thing. Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruto. What can I do for you? I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Gerda's situation now, but what does it have to do with Mr. Natsumi's... I fucking told you. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. Dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that, although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I cannot be sure whether the secret will prove to be of relevance or not. Ha ha ha! I actually knew you were going to say that. Now, Mr. Naruto, you mustn't lose your heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. There's far greater importance. They make up for your mind now. Visiting hours in prison will soon be over. Yes, you can continue with that. Time. Let's rush to the prison. I know, let's just, fast travel there. Oh. Looks like something's going on over there in front of Mr. Garridub's house. You must be the other witness. I'm sorry. How's the weather today? Am I a gentleman? Am I supposed to be a gentleman? Just... Oh, a lawyer? What? Well, I'm just gonna go then. But mark my words. This ain't over yet. Get thee to a nunnery. Who are you? I do hope you're not injured. No, he's talking to himself. You live here? I missed that part. Thank you for the follow. Who's stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? It's not seeming nice. Sparred long into the night. It's a fair maiden, a good gentleman. Tarry me no longer. Well, everybody in the house is suspicious as fuck. This might be a 2-day freaking case. Oh, it's you. You there, you came. Okay, look, calm down here. More reassuring than the family of the heirs of one's land. The other hand, is through friendship transcending international borders that one that truly appreciates this fact. Such is my belief, at least. Oh, it's you! You fucking goddamn Herlock show piece of shit! Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here? I followed you here. Because I'm a really good stalker. What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Well, I kinda want to see this man shake for himself and see if he really was a murderer. So, go talk to him while I stand here. At least your accommodation offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is a superior option. Anyway, I must commend you on your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. Well, honestly, it wasn't that hard to find out where you live. Mentioned once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. There's much truth in Mr. Mustache's words. Curse is a wholly appropriate description, I would say, for the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial. Oh. Okay. Let's see what we can talk about. How cursed is the trial? Oh god. I can't do that. No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution, ever. Those 16 words exactly! Yesterday, Mr. Naruto successfully defended one against the Reaper, but then after the trial was over, The defendant passed away in unusual circumstances. What? I am impressed, Mr. Sato. You have an eye for detail. Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. It's Mr. Sholmes. Surely can't be... I wouldn't think that he would kill him. He isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow. Yes. Of course he is. Of course he is? Why are you trying to scare me? It could be said, however, that the real truth about the man is more terrifying than your hypothesis. Van Zieks is quite an exceptional man, however, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception. That's good. As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial, there are both a judge and a jury. The judge officiates based on the letter of law, whilst the jury has a public opinion. It is an excellent system whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view. However, the public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated. Yes, those and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhanded means, those who would want are able to sway the jury. Well, it seems goes for us. It's fair game, honestly. Perhaps they're trampled in a pressing carriage. Perhaps they have fallen to Thames and drowned. Perhaps they're suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Perhaps attacked by highwaymen. Oh no. All examples of the reality of the events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. That's kind of gay. Indeed it is, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay, well, how cursed are your lodgings? It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I've only been to London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself. Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I'm sure people were talking about me. They were always staring at me at times. I shoved myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. Everyone go away. The room is cursed. Oops. That windowless hellhole. Right, Mr. Sholmes. Me? What can I do for you? Throughout the case on the SS Buria, if you call. The Buria. Ah, that case. The snake, right? Yes. Anyway, I was a suspect, but you believed in me and at least listened to my side of the story. You helped us investigate. I did, did I? Is that what you believe? Well, why did you really think I didn't do it in the event? Because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in the locked room? If you like, yes. I'm a little surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. Quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it. I could have been lying. If I have your doubts, you must have suspected me a tiny bit. Well, I neither recall believing in you, nor in which that you were telling me. You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in. Mr. Sholmes, I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something I do, the circumstances can hang as far as I'm concerned. But I could have betrayed your trust. Impossible. I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, yes, he's right! He's right! Alright. Well, my dear fellows, it's the time we were leaving, I believe. Already? The hours are over. The guards will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me? There's never enough time, is there? As I said, I only experienced a British courtroom for the first time yesterday. Although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial. I wanted to believe in the defendant, justice, or the truth. I had to believe even. But I think I finally worked it out. I decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts. Exactly. Your own self-respect, Ryunosuke. I'll fight for your innocence till the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You'd be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court? No. Fuck you. Absolutely. No. You may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Happy Susato. And Mr. Sholmes believes in me, just because he does. Well, if no one's gonna take the case, that means more money for me. I'll take it.
Hi there, this is TNT telling you that this video is brought to you by my streams at twitch.tv/TNT3Rays, where I stream gameplay every night. See you soon.